Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
School scare. All activities at an Oakland County school canceled for a second straight day as police search for an armed and dangerous runaway teen.
19 days and nothing. No call, no sightings of Douglas Calhoun. What has happened to this missing Marine veteran? Tonight, the community goes searching for answers.
But first, we begin with breaking news concerning Little Caesars Arena. A judge has just cleared the way for the Pistons to move downtown. He denied a motion for a restraining order filed by activist Robert Davis. Davis is upset that the city council is going to vote to issue bonds that would fund changes at the arena so that the Pistons can play there. Davis argued that the people of Detroit should have a say on how the money is used, but again, a judge denied his motion. Detroit's city council is expected to vote on the bonds tomorrow. Of course, we'll keep you covered. Our other top story tonight, where is Douglas Calhoun? His family says he would never have just up and disappeared like this.
No one has heard from Calhoun now in 19 days. Tonight, his friends and family walked Detroit's west side looking for any signs of a Mara McDonald live with the search and whether they came across any tips of note. Mara?
Devin, they sure didn't, and I think that's what makes tonight even harder. Take a look. They had these flyers out, and they papered the west side. They knocked on doors. They went into intersections, handed them off to drivers. Anything to find any trace of Doug Calhoun.
Looking for Chef Doug. Know something, say something.
Chef Doug is Douglas Calhoun, former Marine, now chef.
It's been 19 days, and we haven't heard from him. So we want to look around the area where he was his car was last seen.
Bless our efforts on tonight.
Doug went out with friends 19 days ago, called to say he'd gotten home, and then nothing. No calls, no sightings, but his SUV was recovered in Brightmoor, and somebody has been using his credit cards. His family says no way would he just up and disappear.
He would never put the family through this, ever.
Police call the disappearance suspicious. Tonight, his family and friends got together to walk the area of Evergreen and Fenkell, passing out flyers with his picture on them and asking people to keep their eyes open.
Thank you.
As the day goes by, it's just getting harder to stay strong, but we're going to find him. Somebody got to give us some kind of answer.
Back here live tonight, the family has raised $6,500 in reward money. Their hope is that it will be enough for somebody to say what they know. They just want to know what has happened here. We're live on Detroit's west side tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
I sure understand that. All right, Mara.
Lake Orion Community school activities are canceled again tomorrow while police search for a runaway teen who may be dangerous. 16-year-old Nathan Greiwe was on a weekend pass from Children's Village when he took off from home, taking his grandfather's gun and ammunition. He made some comments about trying out for the football team, and that put the district on alert. The Lake Orion superintendent says they will not take any chances that could endanger children.
He was just trying to pay for gas, and then he was attacked. This is surveillance video that captures the moment a man is beaten at a BP gas station on Detroit's west side. The attacker hangs around the register and then just starts throwing punches, hits him repeatedly, and then steals his wallet. He and his accomplice then took off in a red Dodge Magnum. The 39-year-old man who was beaten is going to be okay. The man accused of shooting a 16-year-old girl outside of Little Caesars in Taylor has now been charged. Police say Lamar Thornton was playing with a handgun in the back seat of a car when it accidentally discharged, hitting his 16-year-old friend who was sitting in the front seat. She is going to survive it, but Thornton is facing a list of charges, including reckless use of a firearm.
An 8-year-old girl is being called a hero tonight when she immediately called 911 after seeing her aunt have a seizure.
The dispatcher from the Dearborn Heights Police Department says the little girl was so bright it made her job a lot easier.
Coco McAvoy spoke to the little girl and has more.
Mackenzie Picorni is a very bright 8-year-old girl. She was home alone with her aunt and her younger family members. So when her aunt had a seizure, she did what she was taught. She got the phone and called 911.
We've been close ever since she was born.
The bond between Mackenzie Picorni and her aunt Alexis Rodak is even stronger now after this morning.
It was really scary. We were laying and then she started making weird noises and then she shook.
Rodak was having a seizure, so Mackenzie called
911.
Mackenzie knew the house number.
I came outside and I looked right there on the mailbox.
But she became frantic when she couldn't figure out the street name.
I don't know where the street is. She's bleeding.
Where's she bleeding from, Mackenzie?
No.
Dispatch ended up tracking Mackenzie down.
And then I walked to the car over there.
After she read her aunt and neighbor's license plate numbers.
So I could tell her what the license plate was.
Mackenzie, you did a good job, okay?
The reassuring words from the dispatcher helped Mackenzie through this.
I like to say thank you for making sure the ambulance came.
Dispatchers do heroic things, but often go unseen.
I do this every day.
Though she admits she doesn't come across a little Mackenzie daily.
I think the credit's to her. She was really smart and she stayed calm and was able to follow directions. Made everything a lot easier for me.
Making Mackenzie a true hero at only 8 years old.
I'm proud of her. I'm glad that she was here. I'm glad that she listens.
The ambulance was able to get there in time. They took her aunt to the hospital, and now her aunt is doing better. In Dearborn Heights, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
That's great, Coco. She knew what to do because she had been told what to do. You know,
but to have the courage to go through with it,
exactly right.
So grateful too, saying thank you for everything. So
sweet.
Fantastic. Well, somebody has apparently missed their lucky break. A $100,000 Powerball ticket expired today, and the prize now goes to the State School Aid Fund. The ticket was purchased at a BP gas station in Dearborn. Tickets are valid for 1 year. This is actually the second major prize to go unclaimed this year, but it's not the largest. A $34 million ticket went unclaimed back in 1998. Man.
It's a lot of money.
I know. A fun Father's Day party comes to an unexpected stop when Detroit police show up, but it's not what you might think.
Officer Morgan Lee and another officer pulled down a street, saw a big gathering. There was a live DJ, food, kids playing basketball. So the officers decided to join in on the fun. Lee says it was a rewarding opportunity, and they are going to be back for round 2 in a few weeks. Grudge match.
To interact with the young kids like that, too.
Sweet.
It sounds like a horrible student prank. A principal gets duct taped to a wall, but no one's in trouble. Why she allowed this to happen.
Also, it happened in an instant, a thief making a clean getaway after swiping a woman's purse, thanks to a mistake that she made. Then.
Devin, the rain doesn't want to completely go away just yet, and not that anybody really minds. We'll see if we've got more chances as we get through the week. Coming up.
He's an Oakland University professor facing 7 different counts after underage kids, alcohol, drugs, and a gun are found inside his home. Now he's speaking to the defenders.
When you get accused of anything, you don't know what's going to happen. I have all sorts of trust in the court system.
And here is response when we ask him about the cameras at his home and what was being recorded.
The exclusive interview with the university professor next. Coming up tomorrow morning on Local 4 News today, vote for the best for pets. We're revealing the winners for the best vet, pet shop, and trainer in Metro Detroit. That's tomorrow morning. Plus, East Drink and Shop, the market that's bringing a slice of Italy to Macomb County for Tasty Tuesday. That's during our 6 o'clock hour. Plus, weather and traffic all morning long on the 4s. Detroit mornings start here from 4:30 to 7 a.m. We'll see you in the morning.
I'm a very dedicated professor and teacher and believe in what I do and my students, so that's mostly why this is sort of taking me by shock.
You send your kids to college never certainly expecting to hear their professor is arrested for what was going on inside his home.
Oakland University professor Joseph Sheely is facing seven different charges, including operating a drug house and felony firearms charges.
And for the first time, Sheely is talking, and only to Local 4 defender Karen Drew.
I'm sorry, I can't. My attorney told me not to speak to anybody.
But that didn't stop Joseph Sheely from talking about his case.
Have faith in the process. The truth is going to come to light, and unfortunately, as many parents probably know, rumors get started that sort of catch fire, and it's unfortunate.
The defenders have discovered tips from students started coming in January of last year. something suspicious was going on at the professor's home.
Over a period of about 6 months, 2 different anonymous tips with regards to activity that was occurring at his house, parties that were occurring. So there was references to drugs, illegal drugs and underage drinking made during the anonymous tips.
We investigated, ultimately did a search warrant on his home and discovered ketamine. Very, very potent, powerful drug.
According to court transcripts, a 22-year-old female college student told the court she visited the university professor's home at least 30 times for partying, drinking, and doing drugs, usually cocaine and ketamine.
I love my students more than anything. They really are the reason why I enjoy my life. And the last thing in the world I would want to do is put them at any sort of disadvantage or in harm's way or anything. So I respect what the university is doing, and again, I do appreciate their support. They've been great.
There were some questions about the cameras that were installed at the professor's home. Why were they there, and what were they recording during these alleged parties?
I had dummy cameras on the exterior of the property that I used to deter people from doing anything. And I had a main camera in the house which was monitor only, but there were no videos.
Oakland University has not spoken publicly about the case except to say the professor is on paid administrative leave and let the university's police chief talk about the case. But students are, of course, talking.
He was awesome. He was one of my favorite teachers.
Okay,
I never thought he would do anything like this.
I'm looking forward to the truth coming out. I'm looking forward to this finally being put to bed, so to speak. But I'm not looking forward to the overall process. It's difficult to say the least. I would rather be in a classroom. I'd rather be at my computer doing my research work. I'd rather be focused on things that are more productive. And right now, I'm focused on wondering how the heck this could happen.
The professor will be in court Wednesday morning, and of course, so will the defenders. We'll let you know what happens. I'm Karen Drew, Local 4 Defenders.
Interesting, all those comments came after he said he probably shouldn't be saying anything. Not sure what the conversation was like with his attorney after that. Yeah.
Let's take a look at what Nick Monticelli is working on for tomorrow night.
There's a very good chance you have seen pictures or maybe even driven past Little Caesars Arena, so you may know what it's going to look like. Well, you haven't seen it like this before.
You're going to see things bigger than life, things you haven't seen at Disney or Times Square or Vegas or anything like that.
I'm Nick Monticelli. Tomorrow night on Local 4 News at 11, why Olympia decided they had to have all of this 3D model and one of 50 blocks of Detroit before making their big decisions.
Here comes Ben. He had a busy afternoon. A lot of little things for you to chase down today, wasn't there?
Yeah, those storms just almost got to severe limits in the afternoon, and there was plenty of them out there. Things have quieted down significantly since then.
I'm okay with that. Kim, you good?
I'm good with it. Okay. I mean, and the flowers got a little drink too.
Yeah, that helps.
So.
Yep.
That's true. We could be getting more of that come tomorrow as well. Satellite and radar showing that area of thunderstorms that we thought was going to stay in the thumb has gone just a little bit further south. So there's some spots on the east side that have been getting wet this evening. But as we go through the next couple hours, I think anything that we see in the way of rainfall should stay here in the thumb. And then we're looking at dry conditions as we go overnight. Very cool shelf cloud we got in on storm pins. This was out St. Clair. This is 94 going up towards Port Huron. You can see the leading edge of those thunderstorms rolling in. Looks ominous. No severe weather reported there, however. Looking at the rainfall totals, we showed you this earlier. This is from the last 7 days. Look at how the heaviest totals almost exactly parallel I-69 and points north. Some of these spots up in Sanilac County have picked up 3 inches of rain. These blue shades are under an inch. In a lot of cases, well under an inch. Just a couple bullseyes here and there, especially down in Lenawee County and around the city. And now on the east side, with the addition of some of those storms we saw today. 67 is where we're at right now with a west wind at 13 miles an hour. Some interesting stuff going on in the Gulf. We're calling this, well, the Hurricane Center is calling this potential Tropical Storm 3, and they're doing this just as a sort of a mechanism to allow the Weather Service to issue warnings on this, because even though it doesn't look all that impressive right now, we're probably less than 48 hours away, really less than 12 hours away from a tropical storm, which will be Cindy. 11 o'clock advisory has 40-mile-per-hour winds, but the center is unorganized, so that's why they're not officially calling it a tropical storm. You confused yet? Either way, we do anticipate this is going to make landfall sometime Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, probably between Beaumont and Lake Charles. with tropical storm force winds. So it's going to be a big rainmaker more than anything as we get into Thursday. Speaking of rain, we got another chance come tomorrow, and it is going to be in the afternoon and evening hours. Mostly just rain. There's not going to be a whole lot of instability out there tomorrow for thunderstorms. Wednesday will dry out. High pressure settles in, so we'll get a little bit of a break from the rain, and then another chances as we get into the end of the week. 58 tonight. Thunderstorms coming to an end. Will be partly cloudy overnight. We're not anticipating a very wide range in temperatures in our 4 zone for highs tomorrow. Generally pretty much what we saw today before the rain came in. Upper 70s here in our metro zone. We'll stay away from the 80s even in the south zone. 77, 78 generally will be our temperatures there. West zone temperatures mid 70s, and pretty much same goes in our north zone with just maybe a couple upper 60s there in the northern part of St. Clair County. So all in all, not too bad. Low humidity, but that humidity does come back as we get into Thursday. High temperatures getting to 86. So first day of summer starts very early Wednesday. It is going to feel like it for Thursday and Friday, but we get one more day of legit spring before we get into that mess. Even though it feels like we've already been through.
Yeah, it does.
And yes, you do see the fireworks there hanging out, waiting for us a week
Monday.
from tonight. Yep.
Dry so far.
Ben, thank you. Gone in 10 seconds, the mistake this woman made at a car wash that cost her her purse.
Also, pizza guy versus police. What this delivery driver did to end up getting tased on the side of the road when we come right back.
Your Toyota